Let's go through all of the upgrades that I've made to this thing since I got it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Ronan. I make vlogs and I make product and tech reviews. And in today's video, I want to go through all of the upgrades I've made to my Meepo V3 electric skateboard. So this is my Meepo V3 electric skateboard right here, and this thing is absolutely no longer stock. I've made a number of, well, I would call them upgrades, or you could call them modifications to this board since I got it. So Frank is just here beside me and he's going to be my lovely assistant for this video. Okay, so the first modification that I made to my electric skateboard were the wheels, and specifically the rear wheels. So these are the PU sleeves and the hub motors are all in here. And when this electric skateboard came here new, it came with 90mm polyurethane sleeves on the rear and 90mm polyurethane wheels on the front. So when I was looking at actually buying my electric skateboard, I was doing a lot of research on it, and one of the kind of criticisms, I guess, of this board was the comfort ride with the 90mm PU sleeves on the back, and also kind of just how durable those 90mm polyurethane sleeves were, because they were so thin that they tend to wear quite quickly. So when I ordered my board, I actually ordered the 100mm PU sleeve upgrades. So they actually arrived in the box with the board when I got it, but I didn't put them on straight away. For all of my initial testing of the board, it was completely stock. But after a week or two of having the board, I did upgrade to 100mm PU sleeves, and you can see like these have a bit of wear and tear on them now. Like these covers here are all kind of chipped up. When you really look at the wheels themselves, you can see there's a lot of like scuffs and like scrapes, because the roads around Dublin where I take this thing are just really bad quality and they're not smooth at all. And the reason that I wanted to upgrade to the 100mm PU sleeves was primarily because I wanted the board to be as comfortable on the road as possible, because when I got the board I was completely inexperienced. And then shortly after I put the 100mm PU sleeves on the board, I decided that I actually wanted to upgrade the front wheels from 90mm to 100mm as well. I didn't buy those when I bought the board, but they were available on Amazon, so I ordered them on Amazon and they arrived about a week later. To be perfectly honest, they made a massive improvement to the board, but not in the way that I expected. So when I put the 100mm PU sleeves on the back, I could really feel the difference from the original 90mm PU sleeves. When I put the 100mm wheels on the front, I actually couldn't really feel that much of a difference at all in the ride quality of the board when I was on it. But the biggest difference that I did actually notice was if I was going over like cracks or bumps in the road, what I found with the 90mm PU sleeves on the front, if the gap in the road was about an inch or any wider than an inch, I would get kickback from the board when the front wheels would go over that gap. Particularly when I first started using the board, was really terrifying. And when I put the bigger wheels on, that happened way less. And actually that's only happened about 2 or 3 times since I've upgraded to the 100 wheels. The next upgrade that I want to talk about, this one is slightly harder to see, but it's probably the upgrade that has made the biggest overall difference in the comfort of the board. And that is that I replaced the bushings in the front and the back of this board. So when I bought this board, it came with 85A bushings, front and back. So they're like a medium hardness bushing, and I had the back of the board tightened up as tight as it could go. And to be perfectly honest, I had the front of the board probably much tighter than I needed it to be or should have been. But as I said at the start, I was pretty inexperienced when it came to riding skateboards and electric skateboards, so it just kind of made me feel safer. I've definitely loosened this front truck off a lot more. Still keep the back one as tight as I can to avoid speed wobbles, but I'm much happier with the front one being a lot looser so that I can steer and turn. So the bushings that I actually got for this board are from Meepo as well. So between the time I ordered this board and the time the board arrived, Meepo actually launched the V4 Shuffle, which is kind of the next gen version of this board. And one of the changes that they made to the new board was the bushings. So on the Meepo V4, when you buy it, you get 90A bushings on the front and 100A bushings on the back. So I actually ordered those bushings from Meepo, and I basically upgraded my bushings so that they would match what you get with the V4. So a bit stiffer on the front, way stiffer on the back, keeping it really tight. What I actually found is with that bushing configuration, the board was much more comfortable than it was with the softer bushings. It seems that the board just sort of eats up much more of the road vibration, and I don't feel it through my legs as severely as I did with the original bushings on it. So that actually was a huge surprise. I thought that the bushings would primarily give me better kind of stability and control of the board, and they definitely did, don't get me wrong, but they also actually really improved the overall comfort of the board when you're on it. So there's kind of like an extra bonus there, and that was something that I was really looking for. I'm delighted that I got that through the bushings. And the next upgrade that I made to my board was lights. So after using the board for a while, I realized that like I wanted this to be a commuter board so I could get in and out to work, and like you're on the roads, you're sharing the road with cars and with traffic and that kind of thing, and coming home in the evenings it can be a bit darker, a bit duskier. I was a little bit worried about my own visibility just in terms of what I could see and being seen myself when I'm on the roads. So I started to do some research into skateboard lights, and I came across the brand that make the best skateboard lights in the business, and that is ShredLights. I actually reached out to ShredLights myself. I sent them an email and asked them if they wanted to work with me in any way or collaborate in any way with making some content and making a video, and they said yes, and they sent me a bunch of ShredLights. So they sent me, originally they sent me the SL300s, which I have on the front here, and the way I have these mounted is I have the standard ShredLights mount here on the front, and then they also sent me the SL1s, which I have here, and I'm actually using these with the ShredLights flat mount. Originally when I mounted these to my board I had the angled mount, which is what they suggest, but I actually changed over to the flat mount. I just like how that looks. It's kind of, I just feel like it's neater and tidier, especially if you look at the board from this angle here. You almost don't even see that there's lights on it, but they're there. So I love that. Even if it's in the middle of the day, I will have my SL300s and I'll have my SL1s turned on just so that I'm as visible as I can possibly be to cars and other road users and that sort of thing. And lastly, the final upgrade that I made to my board is the ShredLights SLFX, which I have mounted right here. This is my favorite ShredLight of all, just because I just leave it on this color cycle mode, so it just cycles through all of the colors that it runs through, and I love it particularly in the evenings when I'm coming home and you just get this like really cool glow coming from underneath the board, and it's really nice, and I think it probably looks really cool to anybody else if I'm going past that this is glow coming out from under the board. It's definitely my favorite light, and I think it's the most fun light that I have on this board, and that is also a light that ShredLights sent me, and I would highly recommend any of the ShredLights. And if I'm being honest, if you're somebody who uses a skateboard or an electric skateboard, I cannot recommend ShredLights enough. I think they are a must-have on your board. So as you can see, I've made a number of modifications to my electric skateboard since I got it, and I've made videos about most of those modifications, and I have them in a playlist, so I will leave a link to the playlist in the description below if you want to check out any of those videos. I'll also leave it like up here, wherever it is that it goes. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to sit down with you guys and take you through all of the changes and modifications that I've made to my Meepo V3, because since I got it, it has absolutely changed my life. It's changed the way that I interact with my city. It's changed the way that I commute, and it's just like the most fun way I have ever had to travel or commute or get around anywhere. And if you are somebody who uses a Meepo V3 electric skateboard, I would highly recommend all of the upgrades that I have made right here. So I think I'm just going to go out now and I'm going to ride my skateboard for a little bit. So I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you've liked it. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Are you going to sit here beside me? Are you going to be my lovely assistant for this video? Are you going to be my lovely assistant for this video? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you.